Okay. It feels good that I am now not the oldest person in the room. So, how does that make you feel?
I've accepted that I'm old a while ago. For those that don't know, I'm 38 years old. And I've been calling myself a middle aged man for a few years now. And I see people, they're younger than me, that are like, you know, they get stressed out about getting old. And I don't really feel bad about it because, my body is broken and my health is not that great. But you get wiser and you can still be happy despite that, even if you're old.
That is true. I understand that concept very well as well. So, let's get this shindig started. Welcome to another edition of Between Two Munchers, working title. My name is Stay at Home Stegosaurus, and today we have with us a guest I was very much looking forward to discussing a lot of things with, and hoping that people will be interested in hearing what they have to say. We have Newpointless. Newpointless, how are you doing?
I'm doing scoobly doobly. It's good to be here.
I'm glad to hear that. So, the question I always start off with everyone: how did you fall into this world of SMW?
Before we do that, let me just ask, that check cleared, right?
No, it didn't.
It really didn't clear. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to give you subpar answers. What was the question again?
Um, what is your Venmo?
What is my Venmo? I don't have Venmo.
Yeah, you really are a boomer. What is your PayPal?
Well, it's newpointless at paypal.com.
Newpointless.paypal.com. Okay, give me one moment to take care of this. 1 second, please. We're gonna do this because, again, like, this is how you can also tell people's age differences, is how they accept money from people. If it's through Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo, and you can tell what generation they are. And since you are PayPal, yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, and should be getting good answers now, right? New Pointless.
Yeah, so how I got into the SMW community, actually, I started watching, these big streamers you probably heard of. I think Grand Pooh Bear and Barb and people like that. And they were playing a lot of Mario Maker. They were playing a lot of SMW. And for a few years, I was never really creating, but I was watching these streams on YouTube, on Twitch. And then I started making Mario Maker levels. In Mario Maker 2, I made 60 levels. And then I wanted to make a hack, but I knew that it would be so much work. I didn't know if it was really going to be worth it. But I had a friend, Tyrolean, and he was a big follower of my Mario Maker levels, and he encouraged me when I was just starting out. And so I made that hack. And if you play Super Nothing World, you can actually see him shouted out at the end of that hack in the credits.
Well, that's very nice. Again, coming from the Mario Maker community, God bless you from being tainted to understanding the true essence of actual Super Mario World with better physics now. So, thank you for coming to the light. And as you mentioned, Super Nothing World was a well-received hack. People, I believe, speedran it. So, what went into your philosophy because you're one of the few creators that I know like to combine the concept of standard, which people don't play on Twitch, with Kaizo that people do play on Twitch. What were you thinking that would make it successful to combine those types of styles for your hack?
Well, I knew it would be successful because I saw streamers playing Jump, and for some of them, that was their favorite hack. And it's still one of the most loved hacks among streamers. So I was really inspired by Jump, half. And like a lot of my stuff, it's inspired by streamers because as a creator, I focus on the experience for the player. And so watching streams helps me to understand the player and their experience with certain game styles and certain obstacles. But when I made Super Nothing World, there really weren't a whole lot of hybrid hacks. Nowadays, it's quite common for people to push those boundaries, but the truth is that when I released it, I didn't know for sure how it would be received. Um, like I knew that the idea had potential, but as for my hack, I didn't know if people would like it. And but people took to it right away, and I think it's one of my least experimental hacks because with my future hacks, I really wanted to experiment with things that were like styles of design that were not held in high regard.
And you know what? And sometimes it just takes a little bit of something different to show that, you know, we don't need to be held to the same standard for level design and hack design. And Super Nothing Road really proved that and really showed it off. So, you know, kudos for you to break the norm and set a standard for hybrid. I like you said, I don't remember many people doing hybrid hacks before, but you were able to come out with it successfully.
You know, if I'm being totally honest, I think that the bigger influence was Yump 2. Once Yump 2 came out that summer, which was a few months after Nothing World, I think that people started to take the style a lot more seriously, and the community started to, you know, get more developed in their opinions and their creations around the hybrid style.
No, and that's a very valid point, especially with a hack like Yump 2 coming out. I didn't realize it came out right after that, so that's a little news for me. Shows how much I pay attention for this community. So I hope that you are also interested in participating this year for KLDC. I know people would be very interested in probably playing in a level created by you. So I know I can't know too much, but you think you're going to be participating this year?
No, I'm not going to participate unless at the last minute I have some idea. I tried to get into contests. I've made a few contest entries. I really like the questionable level design contests. QLDC is a lot of fun to me. I think that the way the contest is designed and organized is done really well, and it's a lot of fun.
I can agree, especially with a hack I know that you made that fits that whole concept of QLDC, which is Kuso Ecstasy. And definitely fits into that whole world, but I understand where you're coming from. That's exactly why I decided to be a judge. Look, I don't need to be told I can't make a level anymore. I could tell everyone how to make a level now. So this makes it work really well for me.
So this is your revenge tour.
Exactly, yes.
You know, what you really should do is you should try to be a judge of the winter level design contest.
You know, that's a really...
Then you could disqualify all of the contestants and get your true revenge.
Okay, look, listen. I as much as I respect all judges, I feel like I was targeted. I thought my boss was completely not Kaizo inspired, and that they should they should get good. And in the end of the day, there was not even a winter level design contest this year. So it shows that they knew that they were wrong. So they just canceled the whole series of winter level design contests. So in the end, I had the last laugh in the end.
So it's a conspiracy.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to step down from that. But enough about conspiracy theories. We could talk about Bigfoot and the UFOs that have been confirmed now by the United States. One thing I always like to ask everyone is, so someone new to the community comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to get into, Super Mario World and ROM hacking." What kind of advice would you give a newbie in this community so they knew how to approach making levels and making sure they had a good first impression on the community?
Well, I think the first thing I would ask is, what is your vision for a hack? What do you want to create? Because I think a lot of people come into the community and they start making hacks and they realize that they don't have any ideas to create. So they go on Discord and they ask, "Hey, does anyone have any ideas for my hack?" And I think that this is kind of a silly thing. I mean, if people want to make their hacks that way, I'm not offended at all. But I think that you're gonna get stuck as a creator if you don't have a vision that you're trying to realize, if you don't have a purpose behind your creation. And I guess the other advice that I offer a lot of new people is if you have any technical questions about lunar magic, you can just DM me, because it's really complicated sometimes. How to work lunar magic, work the various tools, do the ASM programming and stuff like that. So, how do you flip a muncher? I think you know how to do that, Stego.
I might need a fresher upper, but we could do it after the interview. It's perfectly fine. That is very solid advice. Very different from how I approach everything. I just look for the first dumb idea that can come to mind and go like, yeah, let's just run with it and see what happens. And then if it fleshes out, it fleshes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, that's how different... this is why I like to ask this question, because people, everyone's different philosophies really can bring out, like, how to approach everything. But anyway, hey, this is an opportunity now. Do you have anything new in the works that you are been working on behind the scenes that you want to talk about, or being pretty silent right now?
Well, the thing that I'm working on, I haven't been working on it very hard. I've been playing other games with my friends and haven't been doing a lot of SMW, but I did do a little work this morning. The thing that I'm working on is a standard easy hack, and in Mario Maker there was this creator, Light Blue Clouds, and he made these exploration levels. There's no enemies, there's no obstacles, there's no tricks. You just kind of explore these worlds that he creates with the Mario Maker editor. I want to do something like that in SMW. I want to create kind of like a story adventure with interactive environments, and it's going to be easy. There are going to be like Munchers and Spikes and enemies and Koopas and stuff like that, but it won't be nearly as hard as your typical Super Mario World. The focus is just going to be on what I'm imagining is sort of like an emotional adventure through this fantasy world, and I want to create it using all vanilla graphics, just repurposing the different vanilla graphics in ways like you see in OYO6's hacks. I really like his graphical style. You see stuff like this in a lot of like QLDC levels and stuff like that.
Well, that'll be fun. I'm sure you have to yell at me to make sure to check it out. I know that I have a giant backlog of hacks I need to go through. And it's
so you want to be a playtester?
Only if you'll be my playtester.
Ooh, can't do that.
I am making a standard hack.
Well, I've seen your hacks, so...
Fine, I'll playtest for you anyway.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I know.
You're on the list.
Anyway, thank you again for this time. I hope you were able to enjoy this interview until I started getting depressed at the very end.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, and as a creator, as a Kaizo creator, I also enjoyed your suffering. So this has been a blast overall.
By the way, if people want to send you money, because I like to get creators money sent to them, you don't stream on Twitch? I don't think you're on YouTube or anything. So is that PayPal account? I'll just make sure to post the PayPal account for Newpointless at paypal.com.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Make sure to send Newpointless money. For every dollar he makes, he will make a level. $1 equals 1 level in his next hack. Thank you again.
That's not actually true.
Too late. We're going to cut that out. Thank you again for that interview, and I appreciate your time. Thanks again, Newpointless. Remember, $1, 1 level.
All right, peace out, Sega.
Yep.